Hello everybody, we're back with another video to commemorate the release of The Batman to streaming services, to HBO Max. The movie itself actually already came out like a month and a half ago. But anyway, let's don our cape and cowl, let's go over the clues and comb through the evidence as we Dark Knight detective our way through this action figure review.
The signal goes out. A ferocious feline is on the prowl.
It's Catwoman!
But Bruce Wayne's custom coupe is loaded with surprises. Batman returns.
What was that?
It's Batman.
Catwoman set the trap!
But Batman's unstoppable.
No, I'm mad.
Batman strikes back.
Catwoman's in!
Batman returns. Bruce Wayne figure included with custom coupe. Other figures sold separately.
So in this video, we're going to be focusing on the Spin Master Batman, Selina Kyle. I'm sure I'll be referring to her as Catwoman throughout this video, so just out of habit. And Batmobile. These are not the only figures available. There's also a wingsuit Batman. It's basically the same design as the standard Batman. It just has extra bits of material on the arms and legs. Looks like the same kind of material that the cape is made out of. There is also the Penguin action figure. That is a decent likeness of Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Not perfect, but it's serviceable. However, there is no sign of Paul Dano's Riddler. I'm wondering if they thought that might have been too traumatic for kids, since he's a particularly scary version of the Riddler. So yeah, I can kind of see why. That's basically what you have in the way of basic figures. There is a Batman action figure that comes with the Batcycle. It's a nice little hunk of plastic. Comes with a sort of battle damaged version of Batman. And the Batcycle itself has a nice mud splatter paint job on it. Detailing on it to make it look like it's thundering down the mean streets of Gotham City. Then there is also a Catwoman, Selina Kyle, and Batman motorcycle set. Those figures also have a certain sort of battle damaged appearance. The cycle is a little bit smaller than the Batcycle, and it doesn't have any of the paint splatter effect, mud splattered effect on it. It's just a standard cycle, although I find it more interesting than the Batcycle itself. Something about it, this bike, I find more exciting than an Excite bike, if you will. There's also a sort of, I guess you might call it a deluxe set, featuring Batman and Commissioner Gordon and a police car, a Gotham City patrol car. It does not have opening doors on the side like the Batmobile does. It's one of those funky designs, weird designs where they pull back the top to fit the action figures inside, which is okay. I mean, I prefer the old school side doors opening, but I imagine that was an option to keep the cost down. So yeah, that comes with a Batman figure and a Commissioner Gordon figure. Is this figure a good likeness of accomplished actor Jeffrey Wright? What do you think, Bernard? But yeah, it comes with two figures and a vehicle, so if you're going for bang for your buck, I guess that might be the way to go. However, like I said, some of these sets have the battle damaged version of Batman, and you probably would want a standard figure. So that decision is up to you. And now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's take a look at the figures we actually do have. Starting with the Batman. So as you can see, it comes with 3 accessories: the brightly colored grapple gun, a batarang, and this replacement chest armor, which I'm not really sure what purpose that serves. Maybe it'll become clearer when I open him up. And the mystery card, I'm not really sure what exactly that is, what the gimmick is behind that. I'm guessing there's a mystery card reader by the looks of it. So that I did not purchase. Sorry about that, folks. Some nice little box art here. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and pop him open and see what we can see. A little mystery card. Yeah, I might have to read up on that. Okay, so here's our guy. Here is our Man of the Bat. Unfortunately, it's a single-jointed knee, single-jointed elbow, no waist swivel or ab crunch of any kind, unfortunately. Decent range of motion, but yeah, a little bit limited. Head turns back and forth, bends at the shoulders. That's good. So elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, no ankle pivot, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. It is a $10 figure. I think my only major complaint would be the world's greatest detective is wearing the world's flimsiest cape. If you can see that, the corners under the cowl is actually kind of coming up. If you're not adverse to the idea, maybe a little dot of glue to hold that down, or else if you buy these for your kids, you're going to have some disappointed kids when they rip that cape right in half or completely off. So I think maybe a little dot of super glue might hold that on there, might take care of that problem if you go in there with a steady hand, which kind of rules me out, I reckon. Like I said, the brightly colored grappling gun, batarang, and then the other accessory is this kind of puzzling extra body armor piece. Not quite sure what that is for. If this was one of those figures like a quick change Bruce Wayne like they used to make back in the day, I could maybe understand why you would have a piece like this. I could probably better understand why you would have a piece like this, but yeah, I'm a little confused on it at the moment. Not quite sure what that's about. But yeah, he's a decent looking little figure. A little bit generic in the face. There might be a hint of Rob Pattinson in there somewhere. But it's a fairly standard generic looking sort of face. But it works, it's okay. But a decent figure for $10. Okay, on to the Catwoman herself, Selina Kyle. Similar packaging, obviously. A decent likeness at first glance. Another little evidence card. She comes with her trusty whip, kind of a standard accessory for a Catwoman. A blade, curved like a cat claw, and an extra pair of kitten mittens that seem to have some kind of weird little peg to plug it into something. Is there a Build-A-Figure option that I'm not aware of? What's going on here with this? I really don't understand it. Similar range of motion as in the Batman figure. I'm really worried about this elbow, that I'm going to break it right in half. I am legitimately afraid to try and bend those elbows because I think I'll snap them right off. That might be some bad design right there. And even when I saw her in the package, I thought, I'm going to break those elbows somehow. So maybe use the hairdryer technique or the warm water technique to loosen up those joints, because yeah, I don't even want to risk it because I'm afraid I'm going to snap those arms right off. Yep, not going to risk it. No ankle pivot, no waist crunch, as we said, like the Batman. Fairly decent likeness in the face. Not perfect, but it's okay. They are a little less cartoony than Spin Master's usual DC fare, which are also good figures, by the way. Slightly more realistic. And now we'll move on to the Batmobile. So, as you can see, the Batmobile comes with a standard Batman action figure. It looks like he's capeless, but I assure you he is not. The cape is just tucked through the cardboard on the back there, on the back of the package. So, given what we know about the cape being kind of flimsy, I would recommend being careful with that if you pull the figure out and through. Do it gently so you don't tear the cape right off. The Batmobile is obviously the largest scaled of the vehicles, and yes, it does feature opening doors. Unlike the Gotham City patrol car. Unlike the other vehicles in line, it also has a matte black finish. It's not quite as shiny as the Batcycle and other motorcycle in the line, which I guess that's a good thing if you're going to be prowling around the streets of Gotham. If you take a look at the back here, we see Batman apparently doing a superhero landing on the roof of his own car, which is, as we all know, bad for your knees and probably bad for the roof of your car. You can see that it does feature rolling wheels. We also see that it features some limited light up functions and sounds. Neato. And even has a power down sound effect when you leave it sitting idle. Even though it does seem kind of big in comparison to all the other vehicles, it is scaled nicely with your Batman action figure. Don't shut the door on your cape, Batman, that'll be embarrassing. But yeah, looking good. Room for 2 passengers. So we gotta say, that is a really nice vehicle. I can maybe do without the little plastic flame bits, but that's only a minor complaint. Not super detailed, but still looks really good. Plenty of detailing to, I think, be a nice addition to your Batmobile collection. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet ride. Like I said, it'd be a good addition to your collection and would definitely make any kid that's a fan of Batman happy, for sure. You could probably find plenty of other uses for it as well. So yeah, all in all, these are pretty good looking figures. Spin Master has been honing their craft with DC figures for a few years now, and I think these are on par, a bit more of a slightly realistic look to them. Not perfect, but still pretty good. As I stated earlier, maybe watch out for that cape and those thin arms on the Catwoman. Be careful with those. Since they are in the Spin Master scale, I reckon they will probably size up fairly well with most other 1/18th scale superhero action figures. I think they must go to the same tailor. So yeah, they're pretty good for the price range, I would say. That vehicle will cost you a little over $30. It's a nice addition to your Batmobile collection. It looks cool, it has some cool features. Yeah, I think that would be worth a pickup. I'm not sure if there are plans for a second wave, possibly featuring the Riddler. We'll just have to wait and see. Unless anyone has some information on that they would like to share with. If you were thinking about picking up some of these figures, I hope this video helps you make up your mind. And as always, I thank you for being here. I appreciate you watching the video. Like and subscribe and all that jazz if you want. I would appreciate it if you did. And until next time, I will see you.
I got you! I got you! Take that, you friggin' psycho! I got you!